mic back up.
There we go. Okay. Live from Bucks Arena, it's Championship Sunday as the Slashers and the Tall Boys play for the Commissioner's Cup. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and after 20-something weeks of regular season hockey in the D-League, we have come down to the final two. I'm John Reichert, host of D-League Radio. I'm joined by, once again, the Commissioner, Matt Whips. Matt, we are here for the championship game between the Slashers and the upstart Tall Boys, the surprise, the Cinderella team of this playoff season, and we should be in for quite a show.
I think so. You mentioned Tall Boys are the Cinderella. They took down the number 4 Squirrels and last week the number 1 Reefers to get
here.
Sure did. So they are definitely the surprise. The Slashers, on the other hand, took down the Jesters 2 weeks ago and then the Smart Aces last week, but they were the number 2 seed overall coming in, so nobody's surprised to see them in the final.
Now, today is Mother's Day, and it's worth noting that there are people missing from both rosters. It looks like the Tall Boys are short by quite a bit, and they were on the road playing in a hockey tournament. A large number of their roster was on the road playing in a hockey tournament in Minnesota, and are just now getting back to town. How's that going to take a toll on them? They are up against a tall order and a very fast team like the Slashers.
Well, yeah, they're not doing themselves any favors. I count 8. Now, a night skater's just come onto the ice for the Tall Boys. So that helps a little bit, but that's still small numbers. And the Slashers have so much speed, John, and they start from the back end. They got Enscat and Benz on defense, and they better be ready for those guys because they're going to come down very quick.
Justin Reeves led the Slashers with 30 goals this year. That's maybe a new D-League high. Josh Van Manen led the Tall Boys with 16. Not a bad total, but again, more spread out scoring-wise on the Tall Boys, whereas the Slashers rely on a handful of guys.
Yeah, and I was putting these notes together, and this sort of jumped out at me. I had to look at it a few times to make sure I was reading it right. If you look at the top scores for the Slashers, Reeves with 30, Enscat with 18, Asplund and Neighbor with 15 apiece, that's a total of 78 goals. That's more than the team totals for 6 teams in this league. It's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. We are getting ready to drop the puck here. The 2016-17 season is coming to an end. Somebody is going to be named champion today. It's going to be one of these two teams, the Tall Boys or the Slashers, and we are underway with Josh Van Manen applying pressure in the Slasher zone, wraps it around. Keith Colgan giving chase with Jason Enscat. Colgan able to pin the puck along the boards on that far side. Puck comes out of the zone, dumped back in, a delayed offside on the Tall Boys. Slashers able to break the puck out and dump back in. That may be, no, it won't go for icing as Zamora back on D for the Tall Boys. See a number of Tall Boys trying to get onto the ice. We're going to see those guys trickle in, it seems.
Yeah, I think you're going to see that throughout the first half of the first period, probably.
Loose at center, chipped up by Enscat. That hits the referee, and now dumped into the Slasher zone where Cole Reynolds is able to steer that aside. Neutral zone play. Zamora tries to dump it in. It hits legs in front. Now a loose puck being chased down by Neighbor. T-Scotter gets there first for the Tall Boys and sends it out of harm's way. We bring up an important point, at the draft. Cole Reynolds, a very good skater in D-League for a number of years, playing goalie for the first time, and drafted early by the Slashers as a number 3 pick. Has turned into a decent goalie, and now he's maybe the best defense as a good offense, as the case may be, but he's led his team to the championship game here today.
He's a very solid year as a first-time goaltender. You can see the improvement, especially in the second half of the season.
That is going to not count because the Tall Boys were offside. Zamora had dumped it in, and just as we were talking good about Cole Reynolds, it goes off his pads and into the net, but
Wow.
It does not count.
Wow.
And you hear the capacity crowd yell. And because that's considered an intentional offside, the faceoff will come back down into the Tall Boys zone. Good news for the Tall Boys is Sean Sparks made it back from Minnesota.
Yes, he did.
Sparks in net for the Tall Boys. Face off to his right. won by the Slashers. That's Cale Adamson back to Biagini. Biagini over to Benz. Benz with a shot, and that hits a body in front in the form of Aldahir. Centering pass out to Adamson. That goes in on net. Sparks steers it aside. Zamora battling with McCormick on the near side, and Zamora's going to come away with the puck and get it up and out, trying to hit Dejanay. Benz will gather in the loose puck for the Slashers and get it up to Adamson. Gaining the zone, bodies collide. That's Grant and Adamson. Neither one the worse for wear. And play continues. McCormick up to the other blue line. Zamora loses control. It's going to be back into the Tallboy zone. It's going to be Benz coming in with Biagini or Gates. Shot by Benz, saved by Sparks. Shot that goes through the crease. That was Tom Gates with a shot attempt. To here clears out a loose puck. And the Slashers will regroup. Dangerous play. Good pressure by the Slashers there.
Great pressure, and Sparks had to be ready for 2 quick shots there. He is definitely ready to go. Here comes another tall boy as Scott Flounders makes his way onto the ice.
You got to wonder what condition he's in.
Well, they have a relatively full bench now. Looks like about 12 or 13. They look to be about the same between the two teams, so that's sort of evening out.
Still don't see Casper Bauer.
I was going to say, still no Captain Casper Bauer, and that's a big, big difference in this game.
Face off in the neutral zone. Puck taken by Enskat in his own area. 2 forecheckers in deep for the Tallboys. That hits Kavanaugh on a clearing attempt. Kavanaugh regains the loose puck, dumps it inside. Asplund will chase the loose puck down over on the far corner. Turnover in front, shot by Colgan. That hits a stick and flutters wide, no harm. Dangerous pass by Asplund. Now it's loose in front. It's going to be Colgan again, blocked by Enskat. He's going to lead the rush going the other way. He has McKee joining him. Fred Nesbitt and John Teescott are back for the Tallboys. Shot just goes wide. I don't think that went in on Sparks. Kip gathers in a loose puck at his own blue line, gets around Colgan into the neutral zone, makes another move around a player. Now Asplund tries to gather in a loose puck and does, looks to gain the zone for the Slashers, going to dump it in. Teescott will gather in that loose puck to the left of his goalie. Risky pass gets up to Thomas. Thomas can't handle it. Kip will dump that back in for the Slashers at center red. No icing on the play as Nesbitt chases down the puck for the Tallboys, and they look to come out the other way. Up to Kavanaugh at center red. Kavanaugh looking for Colgan. Pressured by Asplund. Dumps the puck in, and now Slashers will look to break out. It's Lance Benz behind his own net. Stretch pass up to Asplund. Those two have connected a couple times here in the playoffs. Asplund having a really good playoff season, Matt, with 4 goals in the last 2 games.
Asplund's been very strong, one of their best assets for sure.
Puck taken by Benz as the Tallboys enter the zone. Now Benz will look to break out. He's got a couple Tallboys back. Gets around 1, gets around 2, loses control of the puck. Centering pass, nobody was breaking in for the Slashers. Thomas will take the puck, try to clear it up. Kept in by McKee. Very good keep in by Taylor McKee. Puck comes loose at center. It's going to be Kavanaugh chipping it past Biagini. Now we're going to get a penalty call as Hoffman took the body going for the puck, and now the Slashers will be short-handed. The Tallboys with a very good opportunity here with 14:09 remaining in the first period.
Yeah, and that time Kavanaugh was going for the puck, and for whatever reason, Hoffman stepped around him and laid a shoulder into him, and that is a no-no in this league, and so he's going to sit for 3 minutes.
We'll take this time to tell you that all D-League Radio broadcasts and D-League Radio TV broadcasts are brought to you by the Keg Stand, 3530 West Town Parkway in West Des Moines. Be sure to be tuning into D-League Radio for more exciting news about the upcoming awards show and maybe more. Puck into the Tallboys zone. Short-handed are the Slashers. Now it's Flounders breaking out for the checkered Tallboys. On the right wing side, chased down by Adamson, centering pass. Enskat's there to break that up, and now he's going to look to lead the charge and look to get it out. Kept in nicely by Dejanay. He tries a shot attempt that gets past Adamson, comes in on Reynolds, who was steered aside to clear ice and chipped up and out of the zone by the Slashers, chipped in by Zamora, and offside is the call. We have a Matt Casper Bauer sighting.
Well, there you go, 7 minutes in. The captain is here. And so far, John, I would say the Tallboys are carrying the play. We've had a few flurries from the Slashers, but the Tallboys are probably getting the better of the chances so far.
Short-handed Cale Adamson coming in for the Slashers on the left wing side. Tries a centering pass to Reeves. Reeves got a shot away. That goes wide. Cleared up by the Tall Boys. They had more room to skate than they thought they did. They just cleared the puck out. Benz will dump it in for the Slashers with 1:45 remaining on the Tall Boy man advantage. Van Monen on the left wing side comes up along the boards, gains the zone, has plenty of space. Tries to get around Benz and does. Has room in front, tries a shot, and that goes behind the net. Has Papian on the left wing or on the right wing side. Puck comes out to Nesbitt at the point. His clearing attempt misses the mark, and now Benz has got room to skate, and here he goes. Lance Benz comes in on a semi-breakaway, comes in, makes a move, shot saved by Sparks, net comes off. Great save by Sean Sparks. You see both players there acknowledge a good play. No damage done to either, but a great save by Sparks.
A great save. Sparks stood his ground. I think he knew he was going to get hit there. Benz came in with so much speed, he just couldn't stop. And he is now going to the box. And here we are, John. 11:38 to go in the first, and the Tall Boys are going to have a two-man advantage.
There's 45 seconds remaining on the original power play. I think they're calling charging. So McCormick's going to go serve a penalty. It looks like he's probably going to get a maybe a 5 or a 10 maybe for a misconduct for that play.
Wow.
We'll find out here shortly as we look it up on the computer, but in the meantime, it's a two-man advantage for the Tall Boys. It comes out to Casper Bauer. His shot attempt blocked by Enskat right at the blue line. Cleared up and out by Biagini. And 8 seconds remaining on the two-man advantage for the Tall Boys. It's DeHeer. Up to Casper Bauer. Reeves there to offer some interference for the Slashers. Now Enskat comes in. They're short by 2 players. Now just 1. It's now a one-person man advantage for the Tall Boys. Pass up into the neutral zone. Enskat all over the ice. You know he's going to probably be a presence on this penalty kill, Matt.
He is their best weapon on this penalty kill because they have to respect his speed and skill because he can take it the length of the ice at any time.
Neutral zone play, 2:08 remaining on the power play for the Tall Boys. They gain the zone, that's DeHeer. Neighbor offering some defensive pressure for the Slashers. Centering pass, he was looking for Kavanaugh, or I believe, but here comes Enskat the other way. Tries to get around T-Scotter, makes one move, comes in, shot saved by Sparks. Once again, he covers up with 9:49 remaining in the period. 1:40 remaining on this power play for the Tall Boys, but it's going to be Enskat getting the better looks of the two teams.
Very much so, and right now Sparks looks very sharp. He's square to the shooter. He's standing at the top of the crease, which is always a good sign for a goaltender. That means he's confident. He's trusting his angles, and he's made some good saves here early.
Face off to the left of Sparks. It's going to be Flounders chipping it up. That's going to go a little too far. That could be icing. Kip will get there first for the Slashers to clear it out of the zone. You see, this drives me nuts, Matt, but you see a face-off in the defensive zone, and Flounders, in this case, taking the face-off and always just smacking it forward like he's shooting the puck, and he's just giving the puck away. Just a pet peeve of mine.
No, I understand. I agree. Obviously, to win the face-off, you want to draw it back to your defense and set something up.
I mean, without the puck, you're not going to score. And if you're chipping it forward off the face-off, chances are the other team is going to get there first, and you're just giving the puck away on the power play.
Yeah, and they lost about a good 20 or 25 seconds off that power play.
Zamora on the left wing side looks to get around Mayfield, sends a pass to the front, and unable to connect on that was Thomas. Asplund was back there defensively. He helped break that up. 19 seconds remaining on the man advantage for the Tall Boys. T-Scotter up to Zamora. Zamora unable to handle that pass cleanly. Pressured by Mayfield once again, comes into the corner by the Zamboni doors. Has no really room to shoot at, so to make a pass. The puck is chipped up and out. That will do it for the power play for the Tall Boys.
So an early bullet dodged by the Slashers, and as you said, John, Enskat had some great scoring chances. They carried the play there during that almost entire two-man advantage. that the Tall Boys enjoyed.
McCormick comes out of the box as soon as the puck is dropped. Tall Boys with 6 men on the ice already. Some communication problems with the Tall Boys already today, man.
Yeah, they're still getting settled down here on who's playing today, I think.
They have McCormick getting ready to come out of the box. Okay, yeah, there's 4 slashers on the ice. Now McCormick comes out. DeHeer, shot. That hits a skate and goes wide. Van Manen will chase it down. Both teams at full strength. Van Manen makes a move in the corner, comes out. Comes in front, shot, and Reynolds makes a save. Cleared around the back of the cage by Adamson. It comes out to the point. DeHeer with another shot. Tipped in front by Colgan and goes wide. Van Manen chases it down on the far side wall. Tries a centering pass. McCormick unable to catch that for the Slashers. It comes to Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh can't get the puck to sit down. And the Slashers will clear it out to the neutral zone. Some good pressure by the Tall Boys once they have their head on their shoulders and can figure out who needs to be on the ice when and where. And once the puck dropped, they had some good pressure.
Yes, they did. They had more pressure there than they did the entire penalty, or power play, I should say.
Good forecheck by the Slashers. That's McCormick getting around Casper Bauer. Tries a pass behind the net. That hits the side of the net. Now DeHeer for the Tall Boys will take it away. Wraps it around his own net, trying to hit Kavanaugh on this near side. He can't handle a pass. And now Casper Bauer looking to get it up and out of the zone. We're going to get a whistle. I think we're going to get a penalty here, Matt, on the Tall Boys.
Not sure what the call is. Going to be on Casper Bauer, it looks like.
It looks like a slash is going to be called on that. So Benz is still in the box. He was charged with a minor for charging, and then he was given a 10-minute misconduct for the same offense. So he's still in the box and will remain so. That was at the 8:58 mark. So he probably is going to be out in the next 3 minutes or so, as we are with 5:28 remaining here in the first period. The championship game, centering pass up to Reeves, comes in, gets around one man, can't hang on to the puck. Now centering pass by Adamson and misses the mark. Out to Enskat at the point, looking to get around Colgan. Colgan applying some good pressure on the forecheck. Puck comes out to Biagini at the point. He can't keep it in, and the Slashers will have to regroup here on their power play. Fred Nesbitt trying to clear the puck up and out, does so. Enskat gathers it in for the Slashers, tries to hit Reeves. Reeves pressured by Colgan and Nesbitt. Now it's a 3-on-1. Reeves gets around one man, comes in, takes a shot, saved by Sparks, rebound. That goes wide by Neighbor. Great save by Sean Sparks. He's really shining here, Matt.
John, he made 2 big saves there, including a double pad stack on the second one.
Out to Enskat at the point. Chipped up and away from him by Colgan. Good play by Keith Colgan. Slashers are offside. They'll regroup. Nesbitt with the puck. Draining time off the clock. 1:49 remaining on this power play for the Slashers. Nesbitt can't clear the puck all the way down the ice. It's Neighbor. He's pressured by the Tall Boys. Gets it to Enskat. Enskat pass down to Reeves. That comes out in front. It's going to be Neighbor with a shot. Sparks there with the save. Loose in front. Cleared up and out by Colgan. Good play by Keith Colgan to get that out.
Colgan's had some key plays on this penalty kill already. At least 2 there that prevented good scoring chances.
Enskat with speed, gains the zone. He's chased by Thomas. Or by Grant, I beg your pardon. Asplin and Reeves come together for the Slashers. Cleared out of the zone by T. Scotter. 1:06 remaining in the power play for the Slashers. And Kip goes back in his own zone to gain the puck for the Slashers, looking to make something happen. Gets it up to Asplin on the near side. DeHeer back for, it's Desjardins who blocks DeHeer. Shot attempt by Asplin from long distance, and Sparks will cover that up as he saw it all the way, Matt. But a dangerous play. Desjardins tripped DeHeer as DeHeer was starting to take as the compressors come on. That was a nice surprise.
Yeah, it was. But
yeah,
that
weird.
was almost a 2-on-none because Desjardins and DeHeer almost went down together, and that would have been a wide open lane there. Very
Cleared around by
dangerous.
Desjardins up to Zamora. Kip able to gather some interference there, but Zamora comes away with the puck and sends it down the length of the ice. Biagini back for the Slashers. Far side looking for Hoffman. Pass behind him. Zamora comes in to add some pressure. Hits the referee at the blue line, but it comes in. It's going to be Hoffman on the far side. His shot attempt goes wide. Off the boards all the way out to the point where it's taken by Andrew Asplund. His shot attempt blocked away by Sparks. Cleared out by Dejanay, but not out of the zone as Asplund's there to keep it in. He gets around Zamora. Tries a shot. That goes wide. Wraps around the boards. Casper Bauer giving chase with Kip. And Kip will get to that puck first and regroup for the Slashers. Both teams at even strength now. Although I only see 4 members of the Tall Boys on the ice. They are really struggling.
Yeah, this is very odd. There's not a lot of flow to this game, John. It's very herky-jerky pace so far.
I agree.
And we're almost through 1 period of play. So now we're back to 5-on-5.
5-on-5. Face off in the Tall Boy zone to the left of Sparks. Won by the Slashers as Hoffman goes behind the net. Centering pass goes towards the goalie, and Sparks will cover that up wisely and take another face-off to his left with 1:36 remaining here in this opening frame.
I'll tell you what, Sean Sparks is very sharp. He's made a number of very difficult saves so far to keep this a scoreless game.
Again, chipped up by Flounders, right to Enscat for the Slashers. Mayfield with the rebound. That comes in on, it was going to go wide, but Sparks gloves that down, and he'll take another stoppage in play. A faceoff will come to his right. Again, the faceoff. Flounders chipped it right to Enscat, the person you least want to have the puck on the ice if you're a Tall Boy.
Yeah, and if you're on the Slashers and you know he's going to do that,
I'd let him do it. Yeah.
Sure, you just let him. Say that's as good as winning the faceoff yourself and getting it back to your defenseman.
Absolutely. We're under a minute remaining here in the opening period. Slashers and Tall Boys Commissioner's Cup final. Cleared up, not out. Adamson for the Slashers at the top of the face-off circles. Now cleared out of the zone by Flounders. He'll give chase with Enscat. Enscat gets there first. Van Monen there to gather in the loose puck. Cleared up again, not out. Good keep in. Oh, they're going to say that came out of the zone. I thought Flounders kept that one in, but they have a better view of it than I do.
It was very close. First, and the whistle seemed a hair late. I thought it was going to be onside myself, but they did call it. But that is going to do it for the period.
Yeah, we are at 4 seconds. There's 3, 2, and 1, and that will do it for the opening period. The Tall Boys have to feel fortunate. There's still no score, Matt, and the Slashers have to be wondering what are they going to have to do to step up their game on Sean Sparks.
Well, early on, it's a 12-2 shot advantage for the Slashers. I mean, the ice is definitely tilted, and right now, Sparks is the only reason this game is scoreless. Several penalties in that period. Again, I described it as herky-jerky. We'll see if it settles down a little bit now that apparently all the players are now here. So I don't think we'll be seeing any more late arrivals, but scoreless so far, and I'm still waiting for this game to kind of settle in, John.
And once again, we have to remind you that all D-League Radio and D-League Radio TV broadcasts are brought to you by the Keg Stand. They are at 3530 Westtown Parkway in West Des Moines, the home of D-League for many seasons and the home of D-League Radio. This is their 3rd season with us now. And they have just done a great job, Matt, of sponsoring D-League Radio and just being a big part of the D-League. Matt, Ryan Greening, the owner, is a member of D-League. He plays for the Vicious Squirrels. Always willing to have a good time and to open up the checkbook if he needs to for the D-League. And their staff at the Keg Stand, top-notch, wonderful food. Half-price wings on Wednesday. You know I'm a fan.
That's your favorite.
And over 90 beers on tap. And most people have been waiting for that. But what a great place and a great time. The Keg Stand, 3530 Westtown Parkway in West Des Moines, the home of D-League and the home of D-League Radio. Coming up, the home also of the D-League Awards and much more coming this summer.
So, John, if I'm the Tall Boys, I'm saying, okay, we have to start getting some offensive pressure to take some of the other pressure off of our goaltender and our defense, because right now it's been all Slashers.
So far, so good for them on the opening faceoff. They must have heard you as Conley got a shot off and in on Reynolds. And we saw earlier there was an offside call, but a simple shot like that was able to fool Reynolds and go in the net. It didn't count, of course, but if I'm the Tall Boys, that's what I want to do. Throw the puck at the net.
Sure, absolutely. You're wondering if Cole's still thinking about that play, even though it didn't count.
Taken by the Tall Boys. That's going to be Conley dumping the puck in. Hoffman will give chase for the Slashers and get there first. Wraps it around to his defensive partner, Kip. Kip chips it up to Taylor McKee. Unable to clear the zone is McKee. Colgan tries a backhanded shot that comes in on Reynolds, and he had to make a save. Now a shot by Casper Bauer. That hits bodies in front. Enskat's going to get there first. He's trying to hit Asplund, who is breaking out. That pass just past his reach, but Asplund will still get the loose puck at the neutral zone and gain the zone for the Slashers, battling with Casper Bauer. Down low, shot attempt, hits a stick and goes wide. Kip there to keep it in on the far side point. Makes a move and loses control of the puck. The Slashers will have to regroup. Loose at center. Tall Boys giving chase. It's going to be coming to Enskat. He comes off the wall, pass to himself. Colgan there to apply pressure. Enskat comes inside, poked off his stick by Casper Bauer. Hoffman with a shot that goes over the net. Taylor McKee will give chase over on the far side. She tries a centering pass. That's intercepted by DeHeer. Cleared up, not out. Kept in by Biagini and now tossed back in offside as the Slashers will regroup once again. And it's going to be Casper Bauer for the Tall Boys. Up to Colgan. Colgan will chip it right back into the Slashers zone. The defense for the Tall Boys is changing, and the Slashers were starting to come this way, Matt.
Yep, Tall Boys caused that turnover just in time, or Slashers had numbers for sure.
Chased down by Biagini. This kid has had a really good second half of the season, and they have him back on defense for the Slashers for a reason. His speed is one of them.
He's had a very nice second half. He's made some good defensive plays, especially lately here in the playoffs.
Right now his clearing attempt misses the mark. Shot comes in on Reynolds. Rebound comes back in on Reynolds. Puck still loose down low. Enskat tries to clear it up. Just gets past Nesbitt for the Tall Boys, and the Slashers dodge a bullet there.
Well,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, here's that pushback we were talking about that the Tall Boys needed.
Taylor, that's going to be Grant up to Zamora with numbers. Pass over to Kavanaugh, shot. Reynolds got a piece of his glove on that. Centering pass by Grant. Misses the mark, comes up and out of the zone. Chase down by T. Scotter. He's being pressured by Reeves. Chipped up. Enskat gains control at the red line. Dumps it back into the Tall Boys zone for the Slashers. And Nesbitt will go behind his net to gather in that loose puck and try to break out. Kept in at the point by Kip. Eric Kip, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling along that far side wall. Loses control of the puck. It's going to be passed over to Zamora. And Eric Zamora now with the puck gains the Slasher zone. Curls around at the point. Tries a shot. That goes through Biagini. And Kavanaugh gives chase, battling with McCormick on the far side board. Kip gathering the loose puck. Kavanaugh giving pressure there. Puck still in the skates of Kip. Grant, cross ice pass to Zamora. Zamora turns around, tries a pass. Nobody there for the Tall Boys. Grant had a hard time getting up off the ice. Now pass back to Zamora. Tries a shot. Saved by Reynolds. Slashers get the puck out of the zone as Tommy Gates gets it up to Justin Reeves, the 30-goal scorer. Tries to get around Nesbitt, loses control of the puck. McCormick and Reeves battle for the puck. Shot by Reeves goes wide. McCormick, loose puck. Centering pass, that misses Gates. Zamora will give chase and get it up and out of the zone for the Tall Boys. Enskat there for the team in green as they try to regroup. He gains the zone. He has some speed, tries to get around Zamora. Comes in, tries a shot, and Sparks with the save once again. That one caught him off guard a little bit, Matt. It looked like it staggered him.
It was high, much higher than he thought it was going to be.
Now a shot broken up by Nesbitt. Papian gives chase. It comes to Zamora on the near side boards. He'll clear it up to Flounders at center ice. Flounders bothered by Adamson. Enskat will take that loose puck in and dump it in. That's going to be icing. And at 15:22 remaining in the second period, we now get a stoppage in play. Benz is now out of the penalty box, having served his time. And that's good news for the Slashers.
It's very good news for the Slashers. He was in there a long time, John. Like you said, the misconduct in addition to the minor. So,
well, and then we went a long time without a whistle. So
we did. Very true.
No score. 14:58 remaining here in the second period. The Tall Boys and the Slashers for the Commissioner's Cup, brought to you here by D-League Radio and D-League Radio TV. We're glad you joined us. That's Van Monen on the far side, tries a shot. He had Flounders in front. Flounders couldn't get a stick on that. Troy Mayfield on the near side board for the Slashers, bothered by Flounders, and Flounders gets it away from him, but now loses it back to Mayfield in the near side corner. Centering pass broken up by Casper Bauer and cleared out of the zone to a waiting Lance Benz back at his own blue line. His pass attempt up to Neighbor. Slashers gain the zone. The Flashers? I don't know. With the criminal record of some of these guys that are on there, it probably wouldn't.
I'm surprised it took that long for that to happen, but yeah.
It wouldn't hurt their reputations too much. Flounders with a shot. That's going to go wide, but Reynolds will glove that down. We'll get under the stoppage. Just at the 6-minute mark of this period, still no score. I'm actually surprised there's still no score.
I'm very surprised. I think it goes back to what we were talking about earlier in the kind of the uneven pace of the game. I think it's starting to settle in a little bit now. But both goaltenders have been good.
Cleared up and out of the zone. DeHeer couldn't keep that puck in as it came up off the glass. Casper Bauer will get there first for the Tall Boys. Has some trouble with it at first. Now clears it up, trying to hit Van Manen. Van Manen able to get a piece of that, so no icing on the play as Benz will gather it in back behind the goal line at his own end. 3 forecheckers for the Tall Boys, trying to clog up the passing lanes. Comes up to the neutral zone to Kip. Van Manen there to bother him. Kip back to Benz. Deep in their own zone. Slashers look to regroup and do it once again. Puck up the middle. DeHeer's able to gather that in for the Tall Boys and now loses it. Aber will break up that pass. Mayfield had Neighbor breaking, Matt, and that was going to be a breakaway if it weren't for the stick of DeHeer. Now a pass over to Colgan. Colgan can't handle that pass. Sends it back in front. It's loose. And now Benz will gather it in for the Slashers. He's looking to make a breakaway. There's only DeHeer back for the Tall Boys. Benz gets around him. Comes in. Tries a shot. Saved by Sparks. Rebound. Saved by Sparks once again. That's the second time he has robbed Benz on a breakaway. This time he didn't have to pay as heavy a price as he did that first one. But some good pressure by the Slashers. Now puck comes out of the zone. The Slashers will have to regroup.
Wow, very good pressure, and that was a better scoring chance than the first one Benz had.
And now here comes Enscat trying his hand at it. Makes a move, gets around 1 man, tries a shot, saved by Sparks, and we have a penalty as Casper Bauer will go to the sin bin. It looks like, I believe it's going to be a slashing call. He got a piece of Enscat as Enscat made that move around him. And Sparks was there. Yeah, it's going to be slashing on Casper Bauer right at the 8-minute mark. And we will get a face-off deep in the Tall Boy zone.
Well, and that's double trouble on the Tall Boys because not only are they shorthanded, they just lost their best defenseman.
Yes. Puck chipped out of the zone by Colgan. Taken by Connolly. Loses it to Asplin. Asplin gains the zone with speed. Gets around 1 man. Nesbitt back. Blocking the zone off the pipe. Asplin with a great shot hits the side of the iron. Now it's Hoffman on the far side. He dumps the puck down low behind the net. Nesbitt there for the Tall Boys. Can't clear it up and out. Reeves will gather it in that corner. He's bothered by Connolly. Makes a move. Dejanay there to add pressure. Tries a shot. Colgan breaks that up. Chipped off the boards. Not out. Kept in by Biagini. Sent to the front of the net. Now it's Hoffman from the high slot. That hits Nesbitt's skate and goes wide. Colgan tries to chip it up. Out to the point is Enscat. He gets it up to Asplin. Asplin with the shot, deflected away by Nesbitt. The Slashers really swarming on this power play, Matt.
They are, and this goes back to what we were talking about without Casper Bauer out there.
Enscat chases down a loose puck, top of the face-off circle. Tries to get it over to Asplin, and does. Asplin bothered by Freddie Nesbitt, who gets it up, and now the puck is out of the zone by Connolly. The Slashers have the Tall Boys running, but still unable to get anything. Now it's Reeves on a breakaway. Reeves coming in, trying to get it's T. Scotter who breaks it up. We're going to get a penalty. They're calling for a penalty shot. We're getting a penalty shot in the championship game. I didn't think Reeves had a clear breakaway on that, Matt.
I didn't either. I thought it was probably a hold, possibly a slash, but the referee didn't see it that way. And this is a huge part of this game right here.
We are right at the halfway point of this entire game, and there's going to be a penalty shot. It's Justin Reeves, the top scorer in the league with 30 goals this year, coming up against who's probably the best goalie in the league this year in Sean Sparks. Some would make the argument about Brian Higgins. Sparksy right there. This is going to be something.
This is a great showdown. Best on best right here.
Whistle blows. Reeves comes in. Has a little bit of speed. Slows down, comes in, makes a move. Sparks is it. That's it. He couldn't get the shot away.
Went to make a move, and a puck slipped off his stick. Sparks held his ground, and the Tall Boys just dodged a major
Holy
bullet.
smokes. Now, another consolation for the Tall Boys to accept on that is while that was going on, the clock keeps ticking.
Yeah.
So Casper Bauer's penalty is now less than 20 seconds. He's going to be coming out. They have, I mean, talk about dodging a bullet. I can't think of and now it's going to be Benz from the point. Shot goes wide. Tall Boys really flirting with disaster. It's going to be Kip. Kip with a shot. Sparks with the save. Chased down by DeHeer and McCormick. DeHeer comes away with it. It's going to be Thomas. Gets it up, not out. Adamson shot, steered away. But now a pass into the slot by Thomas of the Tall Boys. Now cleared out of the zone. Casper Bauer out of the box. We're at full strength for both teams. Slashers unable to capitalize on two glorious chances. First of all, they were given a power play and a penalty shot. Unable to do anything with either one.
Amazing, John. If the Tall Boys win this game, they're going to look back on that last 3 or 4 minute sequence we just witnessed.
Adamson at his own blue line. Tries to make a pass. Zamora blocks that. It goes back deep into the Slasher zone where Benz will chase it down. Wrap it around to his defensive partner, Kip. Kip back to Benz. And the Slashers look to break out. Adamson going up the middle of the ice. Benz looking for him, but there wasn't really a passing lane. The Tall Boys are good about doing that. Now Zamora breaks up a play, but now it's going to be Neighbor back to Benz. Benz gets around one man, gets around another, tries a shot. Puck is loose. Rebound goes behind the net. That was Neighbor. Benz at the side of the net. Sends it in front. It's still loose. Unable to capitalize was McCormick. And the Tall Boys come down. It's going to be Zamora on a breakaway. Eric Zamora coming in. Takes a shot, save. Puck is still loose, and they blow the whistle. Zamora with a great opportunity coming back the other way. It turned into a 3-on-0. Benz was quick to get back for the Slashers, and McCormick was getting back as well. Zamora got a shot off. Cole Reynolds stands up and makes a nice save.
He did, and Flounders got that start. He made a beautiful little chip pass from his own blue line and sprung Zamora down the middle, and Cole had to be sharp, and he made a great save. And Slashers got a break because that puck was still loose when that whistle was blown.
12:01 gone here in the second period. It's still no score between the Slashers and the Tall Boys here in this Commissioner's Cup finale. And we have ourselves a good one. Puck deep in the Slasher zone. Kavanaugh sends it in front. They scored. Zamora got a piece of that, and it goes in through the legs of Reynolds, and the Tall Boys are on the board first.
Beautiful play, great centering pass. Zamora actually one-timed that into the far corner. Not much Reynolds could do, and it's 1-0 Tall Boys.
That was a fantastic play right off the faceoff by the Tall Boys. And Kavanaugh heads-up play to get it in on net and get it clear of any Slasher sticks. Zamora bringing it home and making a case for Conn Smythe. He's had a very good playoff season.
He's had a fantastic playoff.
Zamora with the game winner a week ago for the Tall Boys against the Reefers with just under 3 minutes remaining after making a very good defensive play on the forecheck, chipping the puck away from the Reefers defenseman and then putting it past Brian Higgins to send the Tall Boys here to the championship game. Now he has his team on top 1-0, and they're looking for more. They look to be really energized by this.
Absolutely. Look, their confidence just shot up after that goal.
Enscat comes up the ice for the Slashers. Gets around several guys, comes back in, gets around one, gets around two. Saved by Sparks once again. Centering pass, broken up by Van Manen. Pass over to Mayfield in his skates. He stops the puck, looks to get around Flounders. Can't do it. Taken by Van Manen. Chipped up and out. He's got Flounders up ice. Biagini is back for it's going to be offside. Flounders drifted in before the puck.
Yeah, he waited on that puck for some reason. You could just see the offsides coming.
Yeah.
But how about Sean Sparks continues to stand his ground? Enscat made two beautiful moves, and Sparks didn't bite on either one. And right now, John, I'd say the Slashers are sort of stunned right now.
They've had several high-quality chances, and the answer has always been Sean Sparks is in net. 4:40 remaining here in the second period. It's 1-0 the Tall Boys over the Slashers. This D-League radio broadcast Again, brought to you by the Keg Stand. If you're just joining us, you have missed a good one so far. This will be posted on YouTube. We are streaming it live now. It will be posted again later this evening for all to enjoy that are actually playing in the game. And Mr. Sparks is going to have to really take this as his highlight reel montage.
Yeah, if he's looking to sell his talents next year's draft, I think all he has to do is show this game.
Puck in the neutral zone. Taken by Connolly of the Tall Boys. He gains the slasher zone. He's going to be Benz coming away with that loose puck on the near side boards. Now Benz turns on the Jets and looks to make something happen himself. He's got Tahir back. He gets around one. He has Reeves coming in on the far side. Casper Bauer back. Takes a shot. There once again is Sean Sparks. Are we seeing panic? Because we all know that their high-end players are going to be Reeves, Enscat, and Benz. And right now, they're taking the puck themselves and trying to do it themselves.
They're going the length of the ice, and I thought Reeves was probably open there, at least for a couple of seconds. Benz elected to take the shot, and Sparks loved that because he had the angle and made the save.
Biagini from the front. It's going to be Zamora looking for another breakaway. Eric Zamora with one goal already comes in. Biagini, good play to get back. Zamora still with the puck, takes a shot. It's still loose. Good save by Cole Reynolds, and Kip was able to get back together in the loose change for the Slashers. Zamora with another high-quality scoring chance for the Tall Boys. Cleared up and around by Kip. That's not going to go for icing, or is it? No, they wave icing off. Nesbitt behind his own net. Off the boards to T. Scott. T. Scott loses it to Mayfield. Mayfield tries to get it up to Reeves, broken up by Nesbitt nicely. Chipped up and out of the zone by Don Papian. Kip fires that loose puck in. Several Slashers go for a change. Nesbitt looking to get out of his zone. His pass attempt broken up by Reeves. Reeves gathers it in on the near side. Makes a move, gets around one man, comes in, takes a shot, saved by Sparks. Out to Enscat at the point, tries a shot, that goes wide. Chased down by Reeves and Papian. Papian comes away with it, clears it up, not out. Biagini keeps it in. Sends it back down deep into the Tall Boys zone, where it's taken by T-Scotter. He wraps it around the other way, and it'll come out of the zone, and the Slashers will regroup. Dumped in by Adamson. T-Scotter will gather that in on the near side boards in his own zone. He has Zamora up front looking for the puck. He's going to skate it himself. Gains the red line. Comes into the zone. Desjardins was 15 feet offside. What was he thinking?
Well, he had a great view of the play, but unfortunately it was from the Slashers zone before the puck got there. Not sure what that was.
That's an experienced player like Eric Desjardins just got caught up in the moment. He's shaking his head. He knows. A minute and a half remaining here in this second period. It's 1-0 Tall Boys. Face-off won by the Tall Boys. Desjardins back to Dahir. Dahir off the wall looking for Desjardins. That goes a little too far. Ben's back there for the Slashers, looking to get it up to his captain. Now you have Enscat and Benz together on the ice. I'd say they're panicking already.
Well, they're definitely concerned, I will say that.
Benz. Slashers having trouble getting it out of their own end. Grant applies some great pressure on the forecheck. Chipped around the boards by Benz, and he gets it up to McCormick on the near side. It's going to be Van Monen bringing the puck into his own zone. Looking to make a play. He gets it over to his defensive partner, Casper Bauer. Casper Bauer back to Van Monen. That comes out of the zone, taken by Adamson. They're still offside. Gates was still offside. Adamson didn't see him. He was behind him.
A little bit of frustration starting to show on the Slashers. Of course, still a whole period to go as we wind down in the final 30 seconds here. But again, I go back to that word stunned. The top scoring team in the league by a mile is now finding themselves with 0 coming up on the end of the second period.
Enscat from his own end tries to get a pass up, intercepted by Van Monen. Grant will take it in, looking for Thomas. Thomas bats it into the zone where Benz will recover it for the Slashers. You got Enscat and Benz back there defensively. Chipped up, not out. Enscat will take it himself, looking to gain some speed and come through the neutral zone. Here he comes. That is the buzzer. That is the second period. It is now in the books. We finally get a goal, and it was from Eric Zamora of the Tall Boys on a great pass from Kavanaugh to put the Tall Boys in front 1-0 with only 18 minutes left to play.
Well, and we talked about at the end of the first, the Tall Boys needed to take some pressure off their goaltending and defense, and they certainly did that. They controlled the play. They started a forecheck, which they were not doing at all in the first period. Things have definitely settled down, and now the Slashers find themselves trailing going into the third. And again, I just think they're in a state of disbelief right now, John.
How much is Sean Sparks in their head?
Oh, I think he's way inside his head because they are doing everything they can. They've got several breakaways. They're passing up good passing lanes, I think, to try to get that shot on net. I think their thinking is more volume, the better we're going to get one. But Sparks is just so square to the shooter right now. It's going to take something special to beat him.
They're doing a good job, the Tall Boys, that is, are doing a good job of keeping the Slashers wide and then having to make a move or a pass into the high-quality areas in the slot. Again, with the top flight skaters on the Slashers now being on the ice together, Benz and Enscat, and then Reeves is going to come out sooner or later. How much will the Tall Boys have to rely on their defense to make sure that stuff still stays wide?
Well, it's going to be a very difficult task, but I think they're up to it. I think what they have to make sure they do is not try to rest on this 1-0 lead. If they try to pull back too much, it's going to go back to being what it was in the first period when it was all Slashers. The natural tendency with the lead, especially as the game gets later, is to try to protect it. I think the Tall Boys' best thing they can do is to continue to press the matter.
We are about ready to start the third period, and off we go. There's 18 minutes on the clock. It's going to be Asplund gaining the zone, coming in. Defenseman falls, he shoots and scores! Andrew Asplund ties the game up just 10 seconds in to this third period. Nesbitt fell down for the Tall Boys. It's the second time we've seen the defenseman fall down. This time it cost him.
Well, that was just the parting of the Red Sea right up the middle, and Asplund had the entire slot to himself and just made a great shot. Sparks really didn't have a chance on that one.
So now they've finally dented the armor of Sean Sparks. That's got to be a big boost.
Sure. Now they can take a deep breath a little bit and just play hockey.
Taken by Connolly on the far side, cleared over to Thomas. Biagini there for the Slashers, chips it up and out of the zone. McKee there for the Slashers, taken by Flounders. He'll dump it back in. They are on side. Puck comes back out. It's going to be McKee. She loses it over. And Nesbitt will gather it in and dump it back in the zone. Benz, chased down by Flounders. Sends it up the ice. That misses the mark. Goes to the length. They're going to wave off icing. Taken by T-Scotter of the Tall Boys. He has Flounders up front just out of his reach. And Biagini will gather that in. Taken by Zamora now. A cross ice pass over to Flounders. Oh, Flounders just loses control of the puck. He had Zamora breaking. Now it's Reeves coming the other way. T-Scotter and Nesbitt back. Reeves makes some moves, goes to the outside. Shot attempt right into the chest of Sparks. He'll hang on as we get a stoppage of play with 16-17 remaining here in the third period. It's a tie score.
Well, we're back to where we started, all tied up, 16 minutes to go. I think we're in for a heck of a finish here.
Face off, back to Enscat. Tries a shot through traffic. Sparks there to make the save, chipped up, not out. Kipp able to keep that bouncing puck in. Good play, Eric Kipp. Casper Bauer behind his own net, sends it off the wall up to Zamora. Kept in by Enscat. He comes in, looks to make a move, tries a shot that misses everything and hits off the top of the glass. Enscat at the point, followed his own shot. Now it's going to be Kavanaugh dumping it deep for the Tall Boys. You could hear Zamora on the far side telling him to get the puck deep. Neighbor looking to get something outside for the Slashers, but it's chipped back in by the Tall Boys, and Kipp will go behind his own net. Tall Boys offside. He'll get a free out. They tag up. It's going to be Colgan applying some pressure. Tahir able to miss the pass to Reeves. Reeves comes in looking to make a shot. He's going to get taken down, and there's going to be a penalty. Not what the Tall Boys needed.
No, once the Slashers got that goal, you could see the momentum coming back their way, and now it's going to be even more so as Tahir goes to the box. And again, not only are you trying to kill a penalty if you're the Tall Boys, but one of your better defenders is in that box. So a pivotal point here in the third period, tied at 1.
Face-off will be to the left of Sean Sparks. Tahir in the box. Tall Boys hope they can kill this one off. They've done a good job today of doing so. Again, special teams in D-League, never a positive for the most part. Unless you're shorthanded most times.
Yeah.
This may be in their game plan. Who knows? Benz from the point. Shot! That goes wide. Chased down by Colgan on the near side. He has Van Manen breaking. It's a 2-on-2. He gets it back. That is onside. Van Manen can handle it. Reeves is going the other way. Reeves gains his own with speed. Has Casper Bauer back to beat. Tries a shot. That's sticked away by Sparks. Cleared up. Not out by Casper Bauer. Kept in at the point by Reeves. Biagini will send it deep. Casper Bauer can't handle that. T. Scott will chase it down for the Tall Boys. Sends it up and out of the zone, and it'll go down into the slash area where Biagini will chase it down for the team in green. 13:47 remaining, 2:08 remaining on the penalty. Van Manen loses his footing. He was looking for a breakaway there, Matt.
Just about had it.
Now it's going to be Adamson gaining the zone for the slasher. Tries a shot. Comes in on Sparks. He'll glove that down. He saw it the whole way. He'll make that clock, well, theoretically stop it. The clock keeps ticking. Not a bad move.
Not bad at all. And right now, the shots are 5-0 in favor of the Slashers this period. And I'm sure they feel like if they can get another one, they can really open the floodgates and get this going their way. The Tall Boys, of course, having something to say about that.
Loose puck, chased down by Benz. He'll get it up, looking for Neighbor. Comes out of the zone, and the Slashers will regroup. Chased down by Grant on the far side. Adamson gains it in, gets it up to Neighbor. Neighbor looking for some help. Has Adamson, tries a shot. That's blocked by T. Scotter. Off the boards by T. Scotter. He gets it out of the zone where Enscat will take it right at the red line. Wait for his teammates to get on side. Enscat through the zone with speed. Comes in, tries to make a move. Hits the outside of the net. We're going to get a whistle as the net has come off of its moorings. And again, if I'm the Tall Boys, any whistle's a good whistle right now because the clock keeps ticking.
Yeah, and that penalty's under 1 minute now. And as long as Sparks can keep those scoring chances to the outside, I think he likes his chances. He's been very strong on those all throughout the afternoon.
Face off deep in the Tall Boys zone. It's going to be Adamson with a backhander that hits the outside of the cage. Nesbitt will chase it down. 32 seconds remaining on the DeHeer penalty. Enscat from the point, looking to make something happen. Tries a shot that's blocked partially by Zamora. Casper Bauer chases the puck down, battles with Adamson behind the net. Adamson, his pass attempt, hits a loose stick. And now it's going to be kept in. Oh, just out by Biagini. Biagini really struggled. Now it's going to be Grant coming down the far side. Grant looking for some help. It's going to be Zamora from the slot. Settles the puck down. Shot just goes over the net. Zamora let that one fly. Kept in by Casper Bauer at the point. Tries a shot that just goes wide. Near side board Zamora. Tries a shot. Blocked by Adamson. Puck in the near corner. Aspen looks to wrap it around. Chased down by T. Scotter. He'll get there first. Can't gather control. It's going to be Biagini coming up ice with Adamson. Loses control of the puck. They're both going to be offside, and there's the call. Biagini knew it right away. You saw the frustration.
Yeah, if you lose control of that puck by the blue line, that's what's going to happen. You're going to be offsides. But before that, just a great play by Corey Grant. Showed great patience, made a beautiful centering pass. If Zamora could have fielded that cleanly, could have had a prime scoring chance. As it was, Reynolds still had to make a good save.
Both teams at full strength now. It's going to be Nesbitt looking for Flounders, intercepted by Reeves. Mayfield was offside, so Reeves backtracks, gets back to the neutral zone, and now gains the zone. Bothered by Flounders. Comes in, gets around one, can't get around two. Neighbor, loose in front, puck loose. Son Sparks can't make the save, and Reeves puts it up and over and in. And with 10:26 remaining, the Slashers now have their first lead of the game.
Well, Sparks made two great saves, but on that last one, he was down, and Reeves smartly elevated that puck, and that he showed why he's the leading scorer in the league. That was a beautiful, beautiful shot upstairs in the toy department. So there's no way Sparks was going to stop that one.
10:04 remaining in the third. Mayfield. Neighbor was at least 45 feet offside. Tall Boys get a free out. It's going to be T. Scotter. Trying to make something happen. Hits Flounders. He's got Ben's back to defend him. Flounders comes in, makes a move, it's loose. Coming in from the point is T. Scotter. Tall Boys trying to answer the bell. Puck is chipped up and out of the zone. It's going to be Neighbor on a breakaway. Nick Neighbor with only Sean Sparks to beat. Comes in, takes a shot, saved by Sparks. Tall Boys dodge another bullet. Puck taken by Reeves on the far side, trying to get around Nesbitt, trying a centering pass. That's broken up by T. Scotter. Out to Van Monen, and the Tall Boys look to come the other way now. Van Monen through the neutral zone with speed, gains the blue line, tries a shot that bounces in on Reynolds. He steers it aside. Tries a centering pass. Benz blocks that. And now Benz looks to get up and out of the zone by himself. Chipped away by Flounders. Flounders with a shot, saved by Reynolds, and he'll cover up. We get a stoppage with 8:55 remaining in the third period. It's 2-1 Slashers.
Well, now we're seeing some good pushback by the Tall Boys. Great play by Flounders there to jar that puck loose from Benz, and he had a great chance. Unfortunately for the Tall Boys, nobody around the goal, and a good save by Cole Reynolds.
Face off to the left of the Slasher netminder. He hasn't seen a lot of work this period, but he had to be sharp on that Flounders attempt. Up to Gates. Tom Gates in the neutral zone, gains the line. Right side, looking to make a shot. Gets it in on goal. Sparks had trouble with that. It's going to be Keith Colgan with the rebound, looking to get it up. He gets it to Dejanay. Dejanay dumps it in deep for the Tall Boys. Enskat there to chase it down for the Slashers. Clearing attempt, gets between the defenders, going to go the length of the ice. And we will get an icing call. It just made it.
It looked like the puck was putting on the brakes there, just barely snuck across the goal line. So some good pushback by the Tall Boys. Of course, the Slashers looking for that elusive 2-goal lead. Right now it's still 2-1.
Face off to the right of Reynolds. Chipped up and out of the zone by Biagini. He'll give chase with Casper Bauer for the Tall Boys. Casper Bauer gets it up to the neutral zone. Gates, his pass attempt intercepted by DeHeer. Gates returns the favor and comes into the zone. Tries a shot, steered away by Sparks, gathered in by Casper Bauer. That's going to come out of the zone. That's going to be offside. Enskat tried to keep it in, but unable to do so. Referee right there to call offside. Casper Bauer to Dejanay. Dejanay, bothered by McCormick at center red. Trying to get it to Colgan. Colgan, unable to handle that. Adamson gets it out of the zone for the Slashers. Gates is going to come the other way for the team in green. He has McCormick and Adamson joining the rush. Pass attempt, can't find anybody. And now Casper Bauer will take a loose puck in his own zone and try to hit Dejanay far side. Colgan gets there first. Colgan comes into the zone with speed, has Adamson to beat. Makes a move, top of the circle, tries a shot that hits a stick and bounces up and high. Dejanay on the near side, trying to get around McCormick. Ben's there to gather in a loose puck. Tries to make a pass to Hoffman. That misses the mark. Nesbitt will chase it down for the Tall Boys. It's 6:22 remaining. Time's getting short, Matt.
It is. Pretty soon the Tall Boys have to start taking some more chances, sending their defense in deep.
You got to figure they'll stack a line or two. Pass attempt that's almost intercepted by Asplund, but Zamora comes away with it. He's bothered by Hoffman. Makes a move, sends it through the zone. Unable to find it was Thomas, and now Kipp will come the other way for the Slashers. Eric Kipp gains the blue line, tries a shot. Sparks will glove that down, and we'll get a whistle with 5:52 remaining. It's still 2-1 Slashers, third period.
John, I'm just amazed this is such a low-scoring game. 2-1 between such high-powered offenses. And that just goes to show you the defense clamps down in the postseason, especially the Tall Boys.
Face off to the left of Sparks. Gets it to Nesbitt. Nesbitt behind his own net. He has Zamora at the point. Zamora gets it up out of the zone. Kipp there to intercept that stretch pass that looked like Zamora was trying to hit Thomas on this near side. Up to Thomas at center red. Thomas has the puck. Comes into the zone. The rest of the Tall Boys were way back behind the play, Matt.
Yeah, very conservative positioning there by the Tall Boys.
On a breakout, yeah. Now it's going to be offside. 4:54 remaining. The clock keeps ticking. Of course, here in the league, once we get to 2 minutes, if it's within 2 goals, if there is a whistle, there is stop clock then. Tall Boys looking to make something happen. Yeah, they're going to have to, you'd think they're going to shorten their bench here pretty soon.
They're going to have to start
Yeah.
crank up the pressure, try to tie this game up.
Unable to keep that is Thomas. DeHere goes back for the Tall Boys in his own zone. His clearing attempt just misses the mark of Neighbor. Now Van Monen's got it. Van Monen loses it to Biagini. Great poke check by Chris Biagini. Now Reeves comes in, makes a move, gets around one man, gets around two, takes a shot, saved by Sean Sparks. Reeves has scored once, but Sparks is there to deny him for the second.
And John, that was another big save by Sparks and a whole line of them. And if Slashers could have gotten that one, that could have been the dagger right there. So big save.
Face off to the right of Sparks, won by the Tall Boys. Chipped up, not out. Thomas finally gets it out of the zone for the Tall Boys. There's going to be a penalty. It's going to be a penalty on the Slashers. There's a tripping call on Nick Neighbor. Interference is going to be the call. As Thomas was trying to get to the puck, Neighbor was bothering him. And now the Tall Boys go on the power play. There's 3:25 left in the third period. They're down by a goal. We're going to have to watch to see when Sparks comes out of the net. But you got to think they're going to stack the lines now.
They have to now. This is the perfect opportunity. Not only is it late in the game, but they've got the man advantage and they're down by one. It's time to send everybody now.
Face off to the right of Cole Reynolds. Won by Cale Adamson. Cleared up and around by Benz. Kept in by Casper Bauer. Shot attempt. Goes in. Casper Bauer scores. The game is tied just seconds after the power play starts. And Casper Bauer sends it in on goal. Reynolds had to have been screened because it went straight into the back of the net.
I think he was, John, and what a play by the captain, Matt Casperbauer. Sprinted over to the point to keep that puck in and just made a great shot. It started out high and sort of floated downward, and Cole never moved. I don't think he saw that puck till it was too late.
So the Tall Boys get an answer to their prayers. They got a power play late, and now they've tied the game. And there's 2:24 remaining. Buckle in, folks. This isn't over. Both teams seem to have put their best foot forward. Reeves gains the zone for the Slashers. He's bothered. I don't think there's going to be penalty called now, no matter what happens. Enscat, loose puck, high slot. Gets around one man, gets around two. Sends it towards the front. It's going to be Reeves. Takes a shot, saved by Sparks with 2 minutes remaining.
And I don't know how Sparks saw that because there was a sea of bodies in front of that, and somehow Reeves got that through, and Sparks saw it the whole way. Incredible save.
Tie score at 2. There's 2 minutes remaining, 1:59 to be exact. Adamson with the puck. Tries a shot that's steered away by Sparks, chased down by Zamora. He'll chip it up and out of the zone. Benz will give chase. He has Enscat back there with him. Chase down, some collision, but there's going to be nothing called. Reeves with a shot. Zamora, or I beg your pardon, that's going to be Reeves thought that went in. Sparks with the save.
Yeah, Reeves was about halfway into his celebration and realized he had to pull it back in.
He was really trying to sell it. 1:42 remaining. Again, the clock stops on the whistles under 2 minutes. We are tied at 2. Face off deep in the Tall Boys zone. Comes out to Benz. Benz with the shot, and that goes wide. Enscat chases it down on the near side boards. At the point, tries to get around a man and does. He's bothered by Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh able to gather in that loose puck. It's still kept in. That's still onside. Enscat makes a move, comes in, tries a shot, saved by Sparks, not once but twice, and he covers up. 1:22 remaining.
Well, a very strong play by Jason Enscat to keep that puck in. Looked like Kavanaugh had it about 90% of the way out. And then again, Sean Sparks sealed that near post and kept this game tied at 2.
Face off to the right of Sparks. One back by the Tall Boys. Cleared around by Desjardins. He's looking for Connolly. T. Scotter will get there as the puck kind of died. Chipped up and out of the zone. Desjardins gathers it in. Back to center red. It's going to be Benz. Gets around a couple of Tall Boys. Comes in through the slot. Tries a shot that hits the outside of the net. A lot of people were starting to applaud as the net did jump a little, but that was hitting the outside of the net. I saw several fans on the far side with their hands in the air. Now T. Scotter looking to get the puck out of the zone and does. Hits Connolly. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Connolly, his pass attempt broken up. It's going to be Neighbor coming the other way. DeHere pokes the puck away from Neighbor. Good play out of here. Up to Colgan. On the far side to Connolly. loses control of the puck. Asplund with the puck for the Slashers, gaining the zone. 29 seconds remaining. Asplund, he has the hot hand. Tries a shot. Sparks has trouble with it. It's loose, and he covers up with 22.9 remaining. Asplund has the hot hand, Matt. Tries to wrist one from the top of the circle, and Sparks had trouble with it.
He did. It came in much higher than Sparks was anticipating, and he bobbled it, and you could tell he really wanted to slow that down and bring the face off, and that's what he's got here with just under 23 seconds to go.
Face off to the left of Sparks, 22.9 remaining. On the far side boards, taken by Asplund, back to Enscat. Looking for a lane, tries a shot, saved by Sparks, cleared up, and it's going to be cleared out by the tall boys. It's going to be Thomas. On the near side, he has Van Manen with him. Comes in, they're going to say he's offside, and I agree. Van Manen just a hair offside. He tried to drag that foot, but he was way ahead of the puck.
Just a hair, and we looked like there was going to be a 3-on-1, and now we're down to 7 seconds, John, and this thing just might be going to sudden death.
7 seconds remaining. The D-League Commissioner's Cup Championship. The cup is on the line. The cup is in the building, Matt.
It is. I saw it earlier.
Dumped in by the tall boys. Benz from downtown sends it in. Sparks with one last save. And we are going to overtime here for the Commissioner's Cup. This is the first time we've gone to extra time in the championship
in the final,
game.
yeah.
Last season it was Aaron Harris scoring with there was a handful of seconds remaining.
Maybe 10 seconds?
Yeah. And so now we have extra time, sudden death overtime. Tim Terrell, referee in charge, is downstairs making sure that everybody knows what the rules are going to be. We should not be going straight to the shootout.
No, I assume this is going to be a 3-on-3 5-minute overtime. They have 5 minutes on the clock, so that is what we're going to do.
There is 5 minutes, whether it's 3-on-3 or 4-on-4, I'm not quite sure.
Well,
but there is an extra frame.
And if you thought it was wide open before,
holy smokes.
Now it's 3-on-3 with the speed of these two teams. I don't think this is going to take very long to decide. I just have a feeling within the first minute or so, this is going to be decided.
Now, if nobody scores in the 5 minutes here, we do go to a shootout. Now, we do not have the list of shootouts, but it's a 1, a 2, and a 3. Both goalies playing well. We'll see what happens if it comes to that. But what great action we've had here in this championship.
Incredible action. We've had a little bit of everything. It started out kind of uneven, sort of herky-jerky, as we said. Then it settled in. Then the tall boys struck first. And then it was the Slashers who countered and then took the lead. And you could tell they really wanted to pad that lead and put it away. They just couldn't do it. It was because of Sean Sparks. And again, that play late in the third, Matt Kasperbauer makes that great hustle play and then ties this score up. And here we are, tied at 2.
It looks like we are going to go 5-on-5. And I agree with this. Yourself?
Yeah, it is the championship. You know, let's decide it for the full rules of hockey.
Oh, now we're doing 4-on-4.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So much for that.
There was 5 people on the ice for the tall boys a second ago. All right, 4-on-4 hockey. There's Benz, Enscat, Reeves, and Neighbor for the Slashers. It's going to be Benz from downtown. That goes wide. Nesbitt gathers in a loose puck for the tall boys. I'm surprised the tall boys didn't stack a line, Matt. Benz, shot from the high slot, and that's going to be gloved down by Sparks, and the faceoff will come to his left. Clock keeps ticking. Now, there is no stop clock in the 5-minute overtime, if memory serves me right.
I believe you're right. It's been so long since we've had one of these.
Colgan wins the faceoff. It goes behind the net. T-Scotter gets it up, not out. Reeves holds it in, barely, but he does hold it in. Now chipped out of the zone by T-Scotter. He'll give Benz some pressure on the forecheck. Benz comes deep into his own zone, chips it up into the neutral zone where Neighbor will chase it down looking for Reeves. Gets it to him. Reeves from the top circle. Shot attempt blocked by Nesbitt. T-Scotter for the tall boys. Chips it over to Colgan, who will chip it up and out of the zone. This will go for icing. Comes right in on Reynolds. He has to make a play. He'll leave it for Enscat. Jason Enscat on the far side along the wall looking for Reeves. He has Benz on the far side. Gets around one man. Enscat trying to make a move. Comes in on Sparks. Makes a move. Shoots and scores, and that's it. The Slashers take the cup a minute and a half into this overtime, and they win the Commissioner's Cup after being a bridesmaid for so many years. They finally bring it home.
Well, an incredible game, and as we anticipated, did not take long here in the overtime. What a game. two great teams. It was a fantastic final. And, John, this game had a little bit of everything. And after 2 years ago, the Slashers fell short in the conference final. Last year, they fell in the final minute. This year, it goes to overtime, but they get it done. Congratulations to the Slashers.
It only took, it was less than a minute and a half into this overtime. Again, the Tall Boys didn't stack a line. They went out with their regular line of players, whereas the Slashers went out with their four of their best players. And it paid off for them as they take home the Commissioner's Cup here at 2017 edition of the D-League season.
Well, you could just see it because the Slashers were just going for it right from the opening faceoff of the overtime. And they were throwing everything on net. And then finally Enskat got that puck, and he was not going to let it go. And he waited, and Sparks did everything he could. And, you know, before this gets too lost in the celebration, I have to point out the shot disadvantage is incredible. 42-14 shots on goal in favor of the Slashers. I mean, just you can't say enough about the game Sean Sparks had. It was just amazing.
Yeah, he really stood tall in net for the Slashers, or against the Slashers. I mean, it was just an onslaught. The Slashers have that. They've had it all year. They really put a lot of pressure on teams, and it's just a tall task to take them on. And now it's paid off for them.
Well, apparently they're posing for pictures here at center ice. This is kind of interesting. And I'm going to make my way down to the ice, John, see if we can get an interview here before the proceedings are over.
That's fine. The cup presentation. The cup presentation is going to be at center ice. As referee in chief Tim Terrell hands the cup off to the Slasher team, and they get their moment in the sun with the cup. We've had different winners every year. No team has won back-to-back championships here in the D-League since the initial Commissioner's Cup was awarded several years ago, with the Squirrels winning it twice. The Ramblers, the Knights, also with Commissioner Cup victories, and now the Slashers with the cup. Years past, we've had a cup presentation with the white glove treatment at center ice. This year, not the case, but the Slashers take it home. Cale Adamson with the cup. Adamson, a longtime member of the Slashers. He's an assistant captain with them. He was originally in the league as a member of the Knights in their first year. Has been on the Slashers team pretty much ever since. And as we said before, sometimes or always a bridesmaid, but never a bride. But this year it goes to the team in green. Matt Whips is down below with Brian McCormick for an interview.
John, I'm down here with Slashers captain Brian McCormick. Brian, it's been quite a season. 3 years now for the Slashers. 2 years ago, lost in the conference final last year, the last minute of the final. This year, you go to overtime, you get it done. So what was the difference this year?
Well, we don't make anything easy, you know. Obviously, we had a little more firepower this year than in past years. We're not really built for 3-2 games, though, so really Cole stood on his head and kept us in this one.
Cole had a great game, but talk for a minute about the goaltender at the opposite end of the ice. I counted 42 saves for Sean Sparks today.
Yeah, and I think he might be a little hungover after their weekend escapades, so kudos to Sparksy and the Tall Boys, too. Heck of a game.
Jason Enskat with the game winner and probably the MVP of this game. What can you say about his play?
I'm just looking forward to having him back next year. Everybody knows he's coming back. He's ready for 2018. But yeah, he's kind of our spiritual leader, our Zen master, dirtiest one of the old men of our team.
All right. Brian, thanks a lot. Congratulations.
Thanks,
As the Slashers continue their celebration with the Commissioner's Cup, lots of pictures being taken, girlfriends, parents on the ice now. Having won the cup myself, I know it is a pretty good feeling when you're able to take home the hardware after a hard season. We still have 2 weeks to go. We usually have a 30-week season. Things got kind of miscombobulated this year, but again, all 12 teams made the playoffs. We had some upsets. We had some near misses. The very first round of the playoffs saw 3 of the 4 games go to a shootout. And in the next week, the expected seeds won before the Tall Boys, who have had a great run this year. And I think, Matt, you would agree that the Tall Boys really have surprised a lot of people, and today was pretty much the cherry on top.
Well, and they have nothing to apologize for. They did fantastic. They did everything they could. And, you know, it was a great moment down there. I was hoping I would get to talk to either NSCAT or Sparks, or hopefully both. But unfortunately, they had to kind of shoo us off the ice as they get ready for the next game. But those two were having a nice conversation. I'm sure it was a lot of mutual admiration because they had just had a great game, both of them.
Well, they faced off against each other. Those 42 shots, I think the two of them hooked up for at least a dozen, with NSCAT shooting and Sparks making the save. But hey, welcome back up here, buddy.
Yeah.
Back to the safe zone.
You don't want to be on that ice too long if you're not having on skates. But still going on down there, and the Slashers are enjoying the fruits of their labor.
Well, as I said, having won the cup myself, it is a great feeling. You don't want it to end when it does happen for you. And they'll, I'm sure, both teams celebrate this deep into the night. We'll see where the cup ends up this year. Last year it ended up at the Lumberyard.
Well, I have
saying.
I have a feeling the sponsor in charge of both teams will have something to say about where that cup ends up.
Probably.
And I have a feeling that's also where the party's going to start very shortly. And that's it, John.
Yeah, what a way to go. This was an exciting game. I was not expecting as close a game as this. And then the tying goal at the end by Casper Bauer was just a fantastic play by the Tall Boys. And you pointed out, great hustle by Casper Bauer to skirt along the blue line and keep that puck in and then get a good shot off to tie the game. Again, that's going to be a little crushing blow for them after coming this close to it. But again, the Slashers, they've been a force all year. They're going to take the championship home. What else can we say about it?
Yeah, it was their time. And again, Tall Boys have nothing to be ashamed of. They played a wonderful game. It was kind of interesting because early on, we did not think the Tall Boys were going to be at full strength.
No.
Some key people were missing, but all of a sudden, about 7 minutes into the game, they were all here. And it was good to see that the cup was decided between two teams of full strength.
True, I agree 100%. All right, your final thoughts on everything.
Well, it's been an interesting season, to say the least. We actually have a couple weeks left, as you just mentioned a few minutes ago. Even though the cup has been awarded, we still have a couple more weeks of ice time. So this is where teams get creative, maybe have some scrambles, maybe, mix up some things. I tell my team, if you wanted to play center all year, here's your chance.
Now's your chance.
Because
That's right.
the games don't really mean much at this point, but ice time is ice time, and we all love that.
And they've paid for it. So that's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for being on D-League Radio again this year. And we're not done yet. We still have the post-championship game. We still have the D-League Awards show. And then who knows what else the summer has in store for us. But we're not done yet, buddy.
We're not. It's been an exciting season, and we still have some more things to come. It's been a great ride.
It is. This has been a great year for D-League Radio. We've been bringing a very good number of games to you. We have to thank a whole list of people, and we're unable to do it here. But for today's crew, we will start with JT Nutt behind the camera. Thank you so much for doing this, sir. You've done a great job, and everybody appreciates what you've done. Rich Harms is down in the booth spinning the dials as he does every week, and he is just really the force behind D-League Radio. We're just the mouthpieces, that's all.
If you think we look good, it's because of Rich.
It is because of Rich.
Great
We
job,
dressed
Rich.
up today.
Well,
so.
yeah, of course.
We also have to thank Ryan Llewellyn for being the other half of D-League Radio. Couldn't be here today. But again, you haven't heard the last of D-League Radio or Ryan Llewellyn, that's for sure. His smarmy self will be back here very soon. So we're going to wrap this up for now. The Slashers are the champs for 2017. They take home the Commissioner's Cup with a 3-2 victory over the Tall Boys in overtime, the first overtime victory in D-League history. But for Matt Whips, Rich Harms, and JT Nutt, I'm John Reichert, and thank you all so much for joining us here on D-League Radio.